Maya Izoutcheev was a bouncer there. She says she heard the first bomb at 6:30 in the morning.
We're kind of used to this, so at first we thought, okay, so a few more rockets, we have Iron Dome, it's not that bad. We just went to the cars, but the bombing was irregular. It was just like boom, 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 boom above our heads every few seconds. Me and my friend got in the car. We started heading out from the rave, and there was only one way out. There was one road. So you have a choice either to go to your right or either to go to your left. And we started driving to the right because the police officer told us to do so. We started driving to the right, and suddenly we saw in front of us, maybe 200, 300 meters, from the right of the road, there was a lot of cars and a bus station and some shelter, small shelter of bombing. It's regular in this area. And my friend just screaming at me, stop the car, stop the car, stop the car, something is wrong, stop the car. I stopped the car. I didn't realize why he was panicking. He just opened the doors and ran into the shelter. Maybe 2 seconds that I'm realizing that I'm being shot at. I'm being fired, shooting at me. And I went out of the car. I ran out of the car, I don't know how, to the shelter under fire. And in the shelter, we were like maybe 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes, something like that. I'm not so sure. And they were screaming in the shelter, maybe like 40, 50 people panicking, screaming. And I didn't realize what was going on. I only now, then started to realize that there were shots. By who? Who's shooting here? And my friend grabbed me by the arm and he pulled me out of this shelter to the car under fire and drove us to the other direction. And that decision also saved our lives because people in this shelter didn't survive. I found out after. I watched videos from cars of our friends. We saw them going into the shelter, throwing grenades there, live grenades inside the shelter. Going inside afterwards with rifles and making sure that everyone is dead. The only people survived from the shelter, maybe 1 or 2 people that's lying for hours under dead bodies. And this is how they were saved. So without knowing, our lives were saved in that moment. We went out from the shelter. My friend grabbed me and we started driving like crazy to the other direction. And then when we saw cars coming from both ways, cars that were shot at, people shot inside, bleeding, people screaming, asking for help. And then we realized that they are coming from both ways of the road. You have nowhere to run. You have nowhere to go. They came with SUVs, with motorcycles, with rifles, rockets, launchers, grenades. The security guards in the rave didn't even have guns. It's a peaceful rave. So we went out of the car and we just left it there and we started running for our lives. We didn't know what was going in the back where we left the rave because we left people there. We left our friends there. Now that I talk with them and we saw the bodies, so we know what happened to them. And we know that they came dressed as cops that they killed before, dressed as soldiers that they killed before. So people will run towards them you have to understand, when talking about the ages of maybe 18, 19, and until 30, I check the IDs. People born in 2003, 2004, 2005, with beautiful clothes, and all those people were murdered. They took out people who were hiding under the stage, took them out and shot them all. The bartenders, they were hiding inside the fridges. So they opened up the fridges and they shot everyone, except from one girl, that she's alive to tell this story. So this is how we know um, we will never be the same again. So we started running towards the fields. In that moment, I didn't know that they are from everywhere. So we started running towards the fields, and they came shooting at us in the open fields. So whoever is capable of run, they ran. Whoever's not, just kidnapped or tortured or dead. They came from the sky with jeeps. They came from the sky with jeeps. I don't know how this thing could happen. They fired live ammo at people without shirts, people who don't understand what's happening, people drinking, having fun.
It's so terrifying what you describe. It must be impossible to get the images out of your head.
To be honest, what is way more difficult is sitting and knowing that there are still people there alive, being tortured. Our beautiful girls are getting raped, and their bodies are displayed. It's unbearable thoughts. So, so the thing is that you think you are in the worst nightmare ever, and you wake up and you realize much worse. We don't know how many bodies are still. They're still finding more bodies, and we still attend to more and more funerals every day of friends and sisters and brothers.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I appreciate you enduring such an impossibly difficult time, taking a moment to describe to Canadians what this is like. I do think it's really important that we all understand it, and I appreciate how difficult it is for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. For me, it's not even. I can't even imagine what is going on for the parents of the kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm here. I'm talking about this, but I got very lucky. I got very lucky.
It's so hard to imagine. Thank you very much, Maya.
Thank you for giving us the platform to share the stories. My story is one of so many, and it's not even the most horrifying story. So I just want to say that please bring us back our loved one, because our soul is not the same.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.